Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing? Okay, let's wait a couple minutes and I think gonna start. Today topic gonna be some advantages and disadvantages of Selenium and how to handle some problems. It's gonna be just basic information, nothing special. Uh, I found like couple tools which maybe gonna help us, and I'm gonna share like all the links where you can find the information if you want to know more about those tools.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to share my presentation. Let me know if somebody else gonna want like to see the presentation, and we will start. Okay. Okay. Today gonna talk about 5 challenges and 5 advantages of the Selenium. So first, let's talk about positive sides of the Selenium. Why should we use the Selenium WebDriver, and why it should be your first choice for automation testing? First of all, it's open source, and you don't need to pay for. You don't need like pay for this tool. And second, it's language support. It supports multiple languages. Third, it works across multiple OS. It also cross-browser compatibility testing tool, and it supports multiple frameworks. You can see it has a bunch of also like good features, which is like community support, speed and performance, reduced test execution time. But actually, I'm gonna talk only about like those 5. So let's start. Uh, First of all, major benefit of automation testing with Selenium. It's an open source. It provides all the features of the quick test professional and relatively more completely free of cost. You can download it from basically any uh, browser. Second, it's language support. It's multi-handle support. One of the major benefits of the Selenium that supports different languages, as you know, like Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, JavaScript, which is basically the web language, the language of the browser. Sorry. Do you see my screen, by the way?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Also, so you can basically write in any language and it's gonna support it. This is very good stuff. It also works across multiple OS. You can work with the Unix, Linux, Windows, Mac OS. Uh, but the main, but otherwise, it's not supporting like it's not supporting the iOS and it's not supporting the Android. That's going to be the disadvantage of it. Now there is support for mobile automation. It's called Appium, and we're going to talk it while we're going to talk about the disadvantages. So also, it's a cross-browser compatibility testing. You can check your code. I mean, basically write the code, and it's gonna work across the browsers: the Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, Safari, and Opera. And it's basically it supports the major, like the most usable browsers. It supports also, like, the main advantage, it supports multiple frameworks. WebDriver can be integrated with various frameworks like Maver or Ant for the compiling, or how, like, the engine of the program. For the application testing and reporting, you can also use TestNG or JUnit. It's easily compatible with the Selenium WebDriver. You can even integrate and run your code with Jenkins for continuous integration, and you can also use Cucumber as one of the supports for this framework. Also, on the other hand, Selenium automation testing, it has some challenges, and we're gonna talk about those challenges and solutions. Okay. So the challenges for the Selenium automation framework, it's mobile application testing, reporting, pop-up windows and alerts, scalability, and desktop application testing. Let's talk a little bit more on each of them. So when you use Selenium, we want to automate the test cases on any, we are able to automate test cases basically on any automation, on any operational system, except of Android and except of iOS. For this, we have the solution. You can make and use the tool like Appium mobile app to handle iOS and Android application, which gonna utilizing the WebDriver protocol. More and more users are optioning for the mobile devices, and like this is not surprise because your phone is basically like a small computer and you can take it everywhere. So it's very useful program. And here I also include top 15 mobile testing tools. If you are like, if you want to know more, you can check it here. Also, there's also tools such as Test Project, based on both Selenium and Appium, and thus providing a great solution for such scenarios in which you need the test web as well as the mobile application. So it's combined. Definitely, you can check out, like, it's actually like the link. I don't know, like it's just blurred with the yellow color, but you can click and you can easily, when you're gonna click, I'm gonna send the presentation. When you're gonna click, you're gonna see all that stuff, so you can check it out. Sorry. So a second is reporting. Reporting is very important in our job. So it's considered one of the major challenges faced during Selenium automation, because Selenium doesn't support reporting on its own. And you can use like TestNG, JUnit, PyTest, wherever. However, such options require one to have advanced programming skills, and they are not always elaborate enough. So to use those, you need to be experienced. That's why we're learning this, and that's why we pretend to be as that's like, if you just like basic, or just if you're like the beginner or junior engineer, I don't think you're gonna use like all that stuff. It's complicated framework. That's why like as that's they are so valuable. The solution with the test project, you can create detailed reports on the fly without you don't need to explicitly mention any of the reporting steps in your Selenium code, and without any additional tools was required. It's like test project. Remember, I've been talking about like this tool. It's used for a web application and a mobile application. And here's 9 of the best reporting tools for Selenium. I also included it. If you want to know, just check it out. The third main disadvantage is like pop-out windows and alerts. We often receive prompt of confirmation pop-up alerts during the test automation. Selenium often fails to catch up those pop-ups or alerts. And we actually learned about the solution. You can operate with different windows. Web-based alerts commonly be handled with a switch to method to control the pop-up while allowing the browser to run in the background. Also, you use we used to handle the alerts. There are like 3 different types of alerts, and I think I'm gonna show you like how to switch with the method. We use the for each loop in our class. I'm gonna show you how to use the iterator and while loop. So the main disadvantage also is scalability. Selenium gives you the capability to test on any web browser operation system, but it's restricting, like running the test. It cannot run the test on like 2 browsers simultaneously. For this, you need to use another tool, which is known like Selenium Grid. It can scale your test procedure with the use of remote web drivers and enables running tests in parallel. So parallelization here also, you can achieve it with the test project, which has built-in integration with Source Labs and Browser Stack. To test your apps on multiple OS and multiple web browsers, you can run it simultaneously. You might find this comparison article through this link. And here's like 5 solutions how to execute test automation in the cloud. It's gonna show you everything. The fifth disadvantage is desktop application testing. There is nothing like we can do with it. We have like tools to kind of like robots that gonna do the automate our work, but usually you do it manually. This is one of the major challenges which is faced in automation testing. Selenium doesn't support Windows-based desktop test application. It supports only web applications. So here's like the solution, not exactly a solution, but we need to keep in mind that Selenium cannot automate every single thing. There are still some kind of tasks you need to implement on a manual basis. Thus, as described already, it's critical to have an understanding of the programming languages for using a tool like Selenium. And you also have here 9 desktop test automation tools, which will not cost you a penny, and you can just click the link and you can check it out. Which tools are those tools, and which of those you're gonna prefer to use, or maybe you're gonna use at your work. That's basically it for the presentation. I'm gonna show you like let me go here. Oh, sorry. Do you see my screen? The IntelliJ?
Yep.
Awesome. So basically, we used to do the handling with the windows. We were getting like the main page. We stored the URL of the main page in the string, and we use the driver get window handle and set all opening and store all open windows in the set of strings, and we use it in with the manner of for each loop. I think it's easier maybe, but I found out like one more stuff which we can do, and this is how it works. You also store your main page, and then set as well. You get the Windows handles, and then you use the iterator. So while you has next page actually. It's gonna store you in the child window, and it's gonna store you next. So if like your page is not equal to the child window, it's gonna just switch to the main page is not equal, ignore case the child window is gonna switch to the child window. And it's useful when it's closing, but I want to show you when it's not closed, and then I'm gonna show you how it's gonna close, and after that it's gonna switch to the main window. It's basically easy, but just like quick recap. Let me. Yeah, it's hard to. Sorry. So it's you basically, so you have like the window here. You click on this element. Sometimes when you're working on the web pages, suddenly you have like another page open, and it's like transfer you to another page by itself, and you need to handle it somehow. So here is the solution. You just click here, and it's opened a new tab, and you store the main page, and then you want to store all other pages and iterate it through the pages, and you're gonna store the child window like next, next, and next one, wherever you have like any amount you have. And if it's not like main page, it's gonna switch it to the child window here, and you can basically implement the email here, like enter the email and send keys, which is sending like the data to the given field, and then you click submit button, and you're gonna get this one, and here's you has like the access details, but it's not closing it, and it's not switching to the main page. I mean, it's switching to the main page, but it's not closing it. And just if you don't want like this page, you just close it. That's basically how it works. Any other questions? Maybe you have like you want to talk on something like specifically, because I don't have like that much information. It's just basic info, and I think it's more than enough.
Thank you, Maxim.
Any questions, guys? Hello?
No, it was
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
mean,
you
I
for
know it's
presentation.
it's too fast, but sorry.
Thank you for the presentation. No questions.
I mean, it's too fast, and maybe it's not that much, but I leave like the useful links for the tools. I'm not familiar with that tools, but I think maybe it's gonna help while we're gonna get the work, and you will propose something. I mean, like here's like top 15 mobile testing tools. Here's like reporting tools for the Selenium. I mean, we already use the JUnit, and we can use like the Cucumber reports as well. And it's proposing it also here, the report ng and other report tools. So I think it's gonna help you. I'm not sure like I can tell anything else about disadvantages. Maybe like the capture is one of the disadvantages, but you definitely like handle it manually. Otherwise, and one of the most advantages of the Selenium that you don't need like the database for it, because you usually actually use the data from the web page when you get text or like get info, or you can send it. You can operate your data like send keys. Also, it's like very good advantage of the Selenium.
Great.
Any
Talking
other
about
questions?
capture, I remember Sophia said that it's not a disadvantage of Selenium because it's like a completely different thing. Like
I mean,
when we're dealing with the capture, we usually ask our developers to kind of turn this off.
yeah, turn it
while
off.
we're
But
testing.
I mean, like this is like why you want to use it like on your own and you don't have such an option. I mean, it's hard to manage it. That's how like this is really good that we have capture because that's how it. I mean, like filter real human with the robots, and it's allows us like to I don't know, like not have like the information or do not have some you know how we call it
DDoS
penetration
attack.
like in our code, in our I mean, we have like kind of levels of security, and this is like kind of level of security. It works good. I already, if by the way, if you don't listen like to the podcast which Ludmila recommends, I'll recommend it to listen because it's very interesting about the capture. I can share it. I can share it in general if you want. And I can share the code with the while loop if you want as well. This one. And the presentation for sure. Any other questions? I think we will have more time for practice by ourselves, and which is really good. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm sorry for the short presentation. I think it was like kind of useful, and it's gonna help. I leave like the helpful information over there, and it's kind of like just recap of the Selenium advantages and disadvantages.
Thank you, Maxim.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
That
Thank you.
sounds good. Bye.
Thank you.
Much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
Thank you, Max. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.